Hello to all. Today we will discuss some important questions based on the life cycle of the angiosperms, that is the sexual reproduction in the flowering plants, and this chapter is very important for the NEET purpose. So kindly concentrate here. Polygonum type of embryo sac is, when we study the embryo sac in our theory class, we always say that the polygonum type of the embryo sac is the most common type of the embryo sac found in the flowering plants. Approximately 80% of the flowering plants have this type of the embryo sac. And this polygonum type of embryo sac or the female gametophyte is generated from a functional megaspore which is haploid and located at the chalazal end. So if embryo sac is generated from a functional megaspore which is N, then definitely what will be produced? A embryo sac will be produced which will be haploid. So polygonum type of embryo sac is 8-celled, 15-nucleated, haploid or exosporic type. So it is haploid, that is N. Question number 1 is having the answer C. Question number 2. In entomophily, first of all you must know what is entomophily. Entomophily means pollination by insects. When pollination is done by insect, it is called as entomophily. In entomophily, flowers are dull colored? No. To attract the insects, they must be brightly colored. Nectarless? No. They must be having nectar. With sticky pollen grains? Yes. In entomophily, the flowers are with sticky pollen grain? Yes. So that when the insect come to suck the nectar on the flower, at that time the pollen grains, because of the sticky nature, will be stuck to the body of the insect and help in the purpose of the pollination. And small size solitary, so no. In entomophily, the flowers are with sticky pollen grains. This is the appropriate option for this question. So question number 2 is having the answer C. Scutellum. You must know what is scutellum. Scutellum is the single cotyledon found in monocots. The single cotyledon found in monocots is called as scutellum. It is shield-like a lateral position. Now see here, scutellum is single cotyledon in monocots, a radical sheet in monocots, plumule covering in monocots, or cotyledon in dicots. So no, just now I have said you scutellum is single cotyledon found in monocots. Question number 3 is having the answer A. Fourth question. The remains of second cotyledon occurring in some grasses is, it is very important. Many students are not having the information about this question. The remains of second cotyledon. See, in some grasses, we know very well that in grasses, grass is a monocot and monocots will be having a single cotyledon which is called as the scutellum. But it has been seen that in some grasses, the remains of the second cotyledons are present. The remains of the second cotyledons are present, and this remains of the second cotyledon is called as epiblast. Always remember, the remains of the second cotyledon which occur in some grasses is called as epiblast. Question number 4 is having the answer D. Next, most common type of endosperm in angiosperm is, see, when we study about the endosperm, we always tell that endosperm are of 3 types found in angiosperms: the nuclear endosperm, cellular endosperm, and halobial endosperm. Fine. Now the question is that most common type of endosperm. See, halobial is rare. Then comes cellular, nuclear, mosaic. Mosaic endosperm is a rare type of endosperm found only in few plants. Then comes cellular and nuclear. So always remember, most common type of the endosperm found in angiosperm is nuclear endosperm. Then comes the cellular. Nuclear is the most common one. So question number 5 is having the answer C. Question number 6. Double fertilization was discovered by. We know very well that double fertilization is the unique feature found in the angiosperm, which was discovered by Navashin and Guenard. But the question is that double fertilization was discovered by Navashin and Guenard in which plants? So the plants were Lilium and Fritillaria. Always remember, Lilium and Fritillaria. So see here, Lilium and Allium, no. Lilium and Fritillaria. Here is the answer. So the double fertilization was discovered by Navacean and Guenard in Lilium and Fritillaria plants. Question number 6 is having the answer B. Question number 7. Porogamy is the entry of pollen tube into the ovule through. C. The entry of the pollen tube into the ovule can occur by 3 ways: porogamy, chalazogamy and mesogamy. When the entry of the pollen tube into the ovule occurs through the micropyle, it is called as porogamy. When it occurs through the chalazal end, it is called as chalazogamy. And when it occurs through the integuments, okay, it is called as mesogamy. So the question is, porogamy is entry of pollen tube into the ovule through. So of course it will be micropyle. Here it is. Question number 7 is having the answer C. Question 8. In flowering plants, the generative cell of pollen grain divides mitotically to give rise to. We must know that in pollen grains, in majority of the angiosperm, the pollen grain is shed at 2 cell stage. One is the generative cell, another is the tube cell. Okay. Later on, this generative cell divides and forms the 2 male gametes. Forms how many male gametes? 2 male gametes. So in flowering plants, the generative cell of the pollen grain divide mitotically to give rise to 2 male gametes, 3 male gametes, 1 male gamete or 4 male gamete. So we all know that when the pollen grain germinates and a pollen tube arises, then the 2 male gametes which were produced from the generative cell then enter into the pollen tube and then they reach into the ovule. So how many male gametes are there? 2 male gametes which are non-motile, So question number 8 is having the answer A. Now, entry of pollen tube into the embryo sac is under which guidance? Chemotropic, chemotactic, phototropic or thigmotropic? Always remember that there are few structures such as obturator, filiform apparatus found in the ovule, which secrete certain chemical substances which guides the pollen, which gives the chemical guidance to the pollen tube so that it enter into the ovule and ultimately into the embryo sac. So always remember, the entry of the pollen tube into the embryo sac is under the chemotropic guidance. What is it? Chemotropic guidance. So question number 9 is having the answer A. Which of the following pollination is common amongst abiotic agents? Now we know very well that pollination can occur by abiotic agencies or biotic agencies. Abiotic agencies are, 2 common abiotic agencies are wind and water. Okay. So hydrophily, pollination by water. Entomophily is the pollination by the insects. Ornithophily is the pollination by the birds. Anemophily is the pollination by the air. So abiotic agents are anemophily and hydrophily, and these 2 are the biotic agents, so we will be not discussing here. So abiotic agencies are hydrophily and anemophily. So more common mode of pollination is anemophily. Anemophily means air pollination. So question number 10 is having the answer D. So these were some important questions related to the life cycle of angiosperm. This was part 3. In the next video, we will be coming with few more new type of the questions which will be important for your NEET examination. Thanks a lot for watching me.